Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to continue with the My Book, My Thoughts Read Along With Me series, where we are reading the first book of my trilogy, Show You No Mercy, Book 1, Chapters 7 and 8. The stench in the basement smelled of mold and mildew, like a dead body had previously been there. Pipes ran across the open ceiling. Dust and dirt had taken over the space. They didn't even bother to clean it up. There was a big, dirty, brown bucket left for Sage and Avery to piss and shit in. Every 5 hours, someone would come in and switch it out. What the hell? Okay. Avery had just finished vomiting for the third time that day. You think Mommy is looking for us? What if they kill us? Avery wept. Sage ran her hand along the cold wall as she stared into space. She brushed off Avery's questions as she looked around the small space, thinking of a way to escape. Neither of them grew up in the hood, but Sage knew how to adapt to any situation. Avery, on the other hand, was scared shitless. You need to get yourself together. You can't make them see you as weak. First of all, she's 11. I would be scared too. We just got kidnapped. Our daddy is dead. And now they got us in some nasty basement. Got us peeing in a bucket. What kind of shit is this? Like, how you go from basically living a life of luxury to being in the basement, peeing in a bucket, pooping in a bucket. Ew. Avery cried some more. I just want to go home. I want Mommy and Daddy. Sage grabbed her by her shoulders and shook her. Yeah, shake her. It's not clicking as to what's happening yet to her. Yeah, she a lovable girl. Daddy dead. It's not funny. Dad is dead and Mom might be too. Yeah, that part. You just have to face the facts. We have to save ourselves if we want to make it out here alive. It's time for you to grow up. Sage wiped Avery's tears and hugged her tightly. Don't worry, I'll protect you. There was a creak as someone walked down the steps. The person's footsteps were loud and rough, sounding like Bigfoot. The man opened the door and walked in. Why did I put Bigfoot? Why did I put Bigfoot? Damn it, it smells like shit in here, Warren said. I mean, yeah. That's what it smells like. Sage and Avery sat quietly, still in the clothes that they wore the night they were kidnapped. They hadn't taken a bath since. They probably smell rank. He laughed. I guess I'm getting the silent treatment. Remind me of your mother. Has she ever told you about me? Warren asked with a wide grin. Sage folded her arms together and Avery moved in closer to her. I don't even know your name, so how would I know if she mentioned you? Sage responded. I guess you the spicy one. The name is Warren. He squatted and looked Sage in her eyes and saw no fear. And he didn't like that. He stood back up with his neck bent. The basement ceiling was too low for him standing at 6'2". I love a good 6'2" man. Let me stop. He grabbed Sage by her hair. I don't like back talk, so you coming with me. Avery screamed, reaching for Sage as he dragged her up the stairs. Sage screamed and dug her fingernails into Warren's arm, trying to stop him, but he was too strong. Avery ran towards the door, and Warren kicked her back down the stairs and locked the door behind him. Damn! You gonna kick old girl? Like, okay, I get it. You want to be tough now, but you had to kick her though down the stairs. Why? Make it make sense. Why did you kick her down the stairs? Why? What's wrong with this man? Ugh. Warren threw Sage in a bedroom with only a pissy mattress on the ground. There was a window, but it was covered with bars. She shivered when the door slammed, and she heard the key turn, locking the door. Okay, so this is my whole thing, right? Like, I get it, Warren. You want to get your lick back for what Nora did to you. My whole thing is you had to get the kids. You done killed her husband. You could have left the kids alone and let her suffer just like that. But you killed her husband and you kidnapped your kids. Her kids. What is your plan? Like, what is your plan? Like, okay, you kidnap her kids, now what? Because you're going back to prison, obviously. Uh, the one thing Warren's father left him was an old raggedy brownstone. Half-empty liquor bottles sat on an old rusty wooden coffee table. The walls were chipped and the paint was falling off. The sounds of mouses running throughout the brownstone was the most action. Ew. Oh, let me tell you something. You had to kill me. If I ever get kidnapped and there's mouses running around like they own the place, kill me. Please, because I can't. I can't. Why? Just kill me, please. I don't want to. I can't. Ew. It wasn't much, but it was enough for what Warren needed it for. Warren dropped down on the sofa and kicked his boots off. He rolled a fat blunt and lit it. He closed his eyes while blowing the smoke out of his mouth and laid his head back to get comfortable. He was slapped on the back of his head, distracting him from his thoughts, and he slowly opened his eyes. Trigger sat on the worn-out sofa in the living room. Listen, I'm all for this revenge plot thing you got going on, but come on. These girls are the daughters of a cop. You making shit hot. I will make good on my promise to kill you if I go back to jail. That part. Okay, my thing is this, right? You killed her husband. Cool. You got her back. You taking the kids is making things worse. Because if you... Matter of fact, he know what he doing. Because he knows that Nora's going to come for her kids. He knows that. So, of course, in order to get her close to him or get her back, face to face, he's going to have to do something drastic. And kidnapping her kids was drastic. I feel like if it was just the husband that was killed and he didn't take her girls, then maybe this story maybe wouldn't have gone this far. But because he took the girls, now you playing with me. Now you're playing with me and we have a problem. Okay? Warren blew smoke that shaped into a circle. He leaned towards the living room table and picked up his semi-automatic. He held the gun down towards the table and placed his finger on the trigger. I got some money coming in real soon for the both of us, but I need to know if shit pop off, is you gonna ride? He tapped the gun on the table and looked Trigger in his eyes. Trigger leaned back on the sofa, spreading his legs wide open and scratching his balls. I promise your pops and your brother I will look out for you, and I keep my promises. Donnie came in and interrupted the conversation. Warren clenched his jaw. He didn't want Donnie around any BS. What I told your ass about coming around here, he asked. This ain't a place for you. Donnie dapped up Trigger and sat down. Donnie seemed a little too comfortable with him. Leave the little homie alone. He been doing his thing. Donnie remained silent, and they all brought their attention to the loud banging sound coming from the back of the house. The loud screams of Shage echoed throughout the hall, and Warren jumped up. Donnie, get out of here. This ain't your business, he yelled. Donnie left without hesitating, and Trigger shook his head as he rolled up a blunt. Warren walked towards the bedroom door. Bitch, stop banging on the door before I come in there. Silence. Warren sat back down on the sofa. Annoying ass little girl. I mean, you kidnapped her and what do you expect her to do? What do you expect her to do? This is my thing. When I was writing Warren, I really wanted him to be really on some like, I'm gonna get this girl back. She took everything from me. But Warren's not thinking, oh, it's not like Nora held a gun to your head and made you hit a lick on Mickey. You went with her. You could have said no, but you chose not to. So take accountability for your actions. Now, was she shady the way she went about it and let you take the fall for everything? Yes. Granted, let me not say that. No, I don't want to go to prison. I don't want to go to prison. You got caught. What's the street code? Keep your mouth shut. Take it. Take the charge. Do your time, get out. We good. Now, with Warren, Warren was never the tough guy when he was a kid. So he went to prison and now he's tough, I guess, so to speak. But I really didn't get in depth about Warren's true feelings. Not until probably book 2. In book 1, I really just wanted him to focus on, I don't care about nothing else. I'm gonna get her back. Whatever the consequences, that's just what it is. But I'm gonna get her back. I need her to feel my pain. So that's the thought process that I was thinking when I wrote his character. Or just like, yeah, when I wrote his character, his plot, his plan, in his mind, he's not thinking, oh, I'm out of prison now. Let me try to get my life together. No, he's thinking, I'm gonna get her back. I'm mad. I'm upset. She left me for dead. Let me get her back. I need her to feel it. And trust, she felt it. Okay. Trigger's nose wrinkled. This the life you wanted, huh? To be like your brother? One thing your brother never warned you about is that you could get killed out here on these streets trying to act tough. That part. Warren screwed up his face. Fuck you. I'm dealing the cards I've been dealt. Maybe this is what my life was supposed to be. He kicked the coffee table over, causing even more of a mess. I promise you it's not. You still have time. There's still a way out of this if you want my help, Trigger suggested. He paced around the living room and pounded his head with his hand. No, no, no. I don't need your damn help. You did everything I needed you to do. Stop trying to make a life for me out of nothing. I have accepted that this is who I am now. Trigger nodded his head and left the brownstone. Warren stood up at the front door and had at least 4 soldiers standing guard. He was never affiliated with any gang, but his father was an OG in the hood, and everybody knew to protect him. Yo, Bunky, got something in here for you. Bunky gave Warren a high five and walked into the house. Warren sat on the arm of the couch as he listened to the screams coming from the bedroom. He turned the TV up, trying to block out the sound, but it was all he could hear. He pressed his hand against his stomach and felt a burning in his throat and rushed to the bathroom to vomit. He wiped his mouth with an open palm and laid down in the fetal position as he shivered. So, that was kind of like messed up. Not kind of, it was. That was like, why? My thing is like, you doing all of this to hurt who? When you really think about it, you're hurting yourself. Because even with him vomiting after telling Bunky to do whatever, you obviously know what you're doing is wrong. So why are you doing it? You're obviously sick to your literally sick because of what's happening to Sage, and you were the one that allowed it to happen. Why are you vomiting? It shouldn't be nothing to you. You big and bad, right? You the boss. Now look at you in the bathroom, throwing up. Huh? Make it make sense. Okay, now we're starting chapter 8. A silver of the moon sparkled through the frosted glass window. It shed just enough light into the cabin as Nora sat in the dark. The lingering smell of coffee filled her nostrils. The quietness allowed her to be alone with her thoughts, and it was the only place that she felt safe. Nora's heart grew as bitter as the cold weather. She hadn't been back home since the incident. A cabin in the woods was where Nora felt closest to Henry. They always took the girls during winter break. She heard footsteps outside the door and pulled back the curtain to see who it was. Tanner stood outside shivering. She opened the door, walked away, and sat back down to enjoy her coffee. What do you want? She questioned. Tanner switched on the light. I figured you'd be here after getting out, he added. She continued to sip her coffee and ignore him. Tanner pulled out a pile of witness statements from the night. I brought these to you. Maybe we can go over them together, he suggested. Nora sat up straight and leaned over, resting her elbows on her thighs. She closed her eyes tightly as she clenched her fists. There were so many thoughts running through her mind that she couldn't bear to read anything. Have there been any updates? It saddened Tanner to respond. No, but were. Nora stood up and her hands hung lifeless. Her heart felt like it was shrinking, and her disappointment soon turned into anger. It has been 2 damn weeks. What the hell are they doing? They can arrest me for some bullshit, but can't find my girls? Her anxiety began to flare and was becoming harder for her to breathe. Tanner hugged her tightly. Breathe. Just breathe. I know how you're feeling right now, but everything is going to be okay, he assured her. How you know? How do you know everything is okay? How do you know that her kids ain't somewhere in a river? I mean, we know. But how he know? How you know they ain't in a river? Talking about everything. Don't tell me everything's going to be okay because I don't have my daughters with me. Don't tell me everything's going to be okay. That's stupid. A single teardrop streamed down her face, and he loosened his grip. He avoided eye contact with Nora. Where were you that night? Ooh. Ooh. Nora backed up and stood eye to eye with him. What do you mean? She uttered. Tanner noticed a change in her demeanor. After Nora, Tanner was the best damn detective in their unit. He knew when she was lying. The night of the murder. Silence. Nora stared down at the mug on the table. What are you trying to say? He stared at her. It was your day off, but you weren't home. This is ridiculous. I went to the spa to relax. I needed a freaking break. After all that I have been through in the past several months, I needed a minute to myself. Is that so much to ask for? How convenient. Tanner knew he wasn't getting anything out of her and wondered if she really did have something to do with it. Were you and Henry having any marital issues? Last I spoke to him, I know you guys were working on life insurances. Care to speak on that? Did you come here to check on me? For us to look at witness statements? Or did you come here to further interrogate me as if Morris didn't already do that? Nora laughed and glared at Tanner with piercing eyes. She felt her gun that was tucked underneath her shirt. You trying to interrogate me? Nora caught herself before she could finish her sentence. Since leaving Brooklyn, she had tried hard not to show that side of her. She never spoke slang and was professional as she could be, but she was starting to show a side that Tanner had never seen. I'm not trying to interrogate you. We're just two friends having a conversation. You seem a little tense. Why don't you have a seat? Tanner pulled out a chair from the wooded round table and sat down. He thinks he's slick. He thinks Nora is dumb. At this point, he thinks she's dumb. Because, we just two friends having a conversation? Oh, really? Nora took a seat but never took her eyes off of him. She knew exactly what kind of tactic he was trying to pull because she had done it so many times before, except Nora was smarter and quick on her feet. Henry and I were happy as ever, and yes, we did take out life insurance policies on each other because that is what people do when they're married, which is what I explained to Beck and Morris, and we were talking about moving. Nora leaned close to the table with her hands still on her lap. The answer to the question that you're dying to ask me? No. I did not kill my husband or have him killed for the insurance money. Any more questions, detective? Nora's cynical grin scared Tanner, and they remained silent. Without hesitating, they jumped up with guns pointed at each other. Ooh! You ever see those scenes in a movie when there's two people like they talk to each other and they're enemies or whatever, and they're staring at each other, and then all of a sudden, boom! Freeze, motherfucker! They just got their guns out. I ain't playing with you. That's what I was picturing when I wrote this scene. Because I love movies like that. Put the gun down, Nora. I don't want to do this. I'm leaving tonight. And I'm going to find my daughters because it's clear to me that the police aren't doing shit. So you're either going to let me leave or I'm going to shoot my way out of here. Still pointing the gun at Tanner, Nora backed up slowly to the closet and pulled out a suitcase. Woo! She like, yes, listen. This could go either way. You can let me leave or I'm going to shoot you. Either way, I'm getting up out of here. Period. And you ain't stopping me. Okay? But it's kind of sad because they are friends. Like, he's the godfather for her two kids. It's okay. You gonna kill him? But Tanner, you fake. Because you should have just went to her like, yo, keep it real with me. Like, what's up? What's the tea? What happened? That's all you had to do, but you coming in interrogating her? Oh, really? I can't let you walk out that door. You're a suspect in a murder investigation. You are a black woman in America. They will hunt you down and kill you. No questions asked. That part. Nora laughed. Let him come. No one puts fear in my heart. Tanner rubbed the back of his neck. Henry works for the Internal Affairs Bureau, he blurted out. They pressured him into investigating you for the shooting of the man in that robbery. IAB thinks that you found out and killed him. Wait a minute, what? Henry was working for Internal Affairs. And he was secretly investigating his wife. So you telling me you didn't trust her. So you didn't trust your wife. You're telling me that you believe that she shot that man on purpose. That's what you're saying. Shit, maybe he did deserve to die. You investigating my ass. The hell? You're lying. Nora turned away to gather her thoughts. You're in some deep shit, Nora. That's so white. You're in some deep shit, Nora. It is time for you to start talking. What are you not telling me? What spa did you go to? What else did you do that night? Nora put her gun down slowly, and Tanner followed suit. I'll protect you if you let me. We've been partners for way too long to let this come between us, he said gently. He took out a paper out of his manila folder and placed it on the table. The paper read, You are commanded to arrest and bring before a United States judge without unnecessary delay, Nora Mercy Woods. What the hell is this? She yelled. Nora was shocked and deeply pained as her eyebrows drew together. You know me. You know I didn't purposely kill that man. I followed the procedure. She let out a forceful breath. He moved closer to Nora and pulled out his handcuffs. I didn't want to do this. IAB just wants to ask you a few questions, and Nora interrupted him mid-sentence. And you're the only person that could get close to me. She laughed nervously. She looked away while biting her freshly done manicure. I have to take you in. The evidence they have... She kicked the chair to the floor, breaking one of its legs. What evidence? Obviously, I didn't know who the hell I was married to, she screamed. Nora held her gun up towards Tanner once again. Silence. He placed his gun down on the table and placed his finger over his mouth, signaling for her to be quiet. He tapped his chest softly, informing her that he was wired up. Wow! You fake! You're fake. Okay. But what's the... Okay, this is my whole thing. This is why I say I'm rewriting this book, right? Because what's the evidence? The back door? The life insurance? What's the evidence? You know what I'm saying? This is why I say I'm going to rewrite this. Because I feel like there's a lot of unanswered questions that I need to come back. She felt the thrum of her own pulse as her blood pressure rised. I'm sorry. Boom. Oh, shoot. She shot him. Tanner dropped to the ground. He screamed in agony as he tried to stop the blood from gushing out of his thigh. He reached for his walkie that fell off his waist. No, no, no. Nora held the gun to his other leg. Don't even think about it. I'm sorry I had to do this, but I knew you wouldn't let me leave. I have to find my daughters, and going to jail just isn't in my plans. She grabbed her belongings. Wait until I leave to call for help. You shot a cop, dummy. Okay, I see Warren's not the only idiot in this story. My thing with Nora, right, she is very impulsive. So she's not thinking of the big picture. Now you just shot a cop, so now they really going to come for you. Even if the evidence they had for you was substantial, now they're really going to come for you because you didn't think first before shooting another officer. Like, I get it. You want your kids. Granted, I get it. You need to find your kids. But if you had probably went with Tanner, then maybe they could have realized that, oh, this is a setup and you had nothing to do with it. And you know, now they want to be coming, now they won't come after you. But you so big and bad. You and Warren belong together. Y'all are two peas in a pod. Because he killed an in federal affair agent, if that's what they call it. He killed somebody that worked for IAB in Federal Affairs Bureau. He is going to prison for the rest of his life. And now you are too, because you just shot a cop. Nora dropped her phone, crushed it, and rushed out the back door. Tanner heard her car drive away and managed to reach his walkie-talkie. Officer down. Call a bus. Put on an APB on Detective Nora Woods. She's gone rogue. Breathing heavily, he dropped the walkie-talkie as the blood continued to rush out. Where is this going? Now we need to talk. I just finished chapter 8. What are our thoughts? I need you to leave a comment below and tell me, what do you think about Nora's? Like, I mean, my opinion, she's very impulsive. Because what's not clicking, girl? What's not clicking? What are you doing? Make this make sense. Because now, if you thought they didn't have no evidence before, now they have evidence of you shooting a cop. Because you didn't kill him. I mean, if you're going to shoot him, you should have killed him at that point. But then again, if she killed him, then they really would be coming for her. So maybe just shooting him in the leg was it. But obviously, she didn't want to kill him because they do have a relationship. You know, he is the godfather of her freaking kids. So, of course, she wasn't going to kill him, though. So, she's bugging out. We need to know what is going to happen in chapters 9 and 10. Leave a comment below. Tell me, what are your thoughts? If you haven't read the book yet, what are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen? Has Nora lost her freaking mind? Okay, so that's it for today's Read Along With Me series. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell because there's more to come. And if you cannot wait for me to finish this read along series of the first book in my trilogy, my book is available on Amazon, my website, my TikTok shop. But if you order from my website, you get a special gift. So, yeah. All of this information will be in the bio. Also, book 1 is available on Audible. Thank you for watching.